prospectus for the future at Lloyd's asked us to imagine paying claims before policyholders even realise that they have experienced a loss. We have taken a very positive step towards proving that this is possible. We engage with our policyholders during some of their most difficult moments, and we want to demonstrate true customer engagement and empathy. In some cases, this means enabling the rapid payment of claims with no human intervention. We're excited to be showing you a working prototype of our new vision for a next generation claims service. Over the next few minutes, we will demonstrate an end-to-end journey from risk placement to claim payment, delivering an unrivaled customer experience. A small cross-functional team, including a group of developers and our expert partner, Mackenzie Intelligence Service, with input from market secondees, have spent just 4 weeks building a claims platform prototype which interacts with the risk placement platform. What's even more impressive is what you're about to see is not a presentation or a simulation, but an actual working prototype where the risk and claims platforms are interacting with the MIS technology real time.
Now let's suppose that I am a surplus lines broker. I meet with Oz. He's a small business owner based on the east coast of the States. He runs a chain of convenience stores and wants to insure a new property he's acquired on the west coast. Oz wants to secure cover for his new store from Lloyd's. Given he is physically located quite far from his new property, he trusts the Lloyd's market to provide him the best service. I know the quickest and most convenient way to secure the cover Oz wants is through the Lloyd's Risk Exchange. So I enter just a few relevant pieces of information to find him a quote. So let's click into the Property Data tab. The system automatically enriches the data using information from external data sources to build up a detailed picture of the property, its location, and even an idea of its value. The Risk Exchange helps me to find a great quote for Oz. This product has been configured on the Risk Exchange by an insurer a few months ago and is becoming very popular. I then click Get Covered and am able to immediately generate a standard draft policy for Oz. And here is Oz's new policy, automatically generated by the Risk Exchange. It has been a few months since Oz placed his risk. I am a property claims manager at Acme Managing Agent. This morning I have become aware that unfortunately a catastrophe may have affected Oz's insured property. MIS, our satellite imagery provider, has sent us an early warning that there might be a wildfire in the area. Our exposure management team has set up an agreement to automatically supply risk exchange data, like our insured properties, to MIS to understand our exposure and potential impact on our customers. This includes Oz's convenience store. As time passes, the information shared with us from MIS becomes more detailed. You can now see the catastrophe perimeter in red and a buffer perimeter in orange around it. The buffer perimeter represents the surrounding area where MIS is yet uncertain whether the fire has spread. As you can see, 2 of our insured properties, including Oz's store, are already potentially affected. The colours in the legend represent varying levels of potential damage. As you can see, the red property is almost certainly impacted. The orange is in the buffer zone, while the blue properties are not impacted yet. This is a prototype of the Future at Lloyd's claims platform. This platform is my one-stop shop to get an up-to-date and complete view across all of my claims now. As a result of automated feed of information from the MIS system, and a connection to the Risk Exchange, potential claims have been automatically generated for the affected properties. As you can see, the system has automatically created a claim for Oz's store. We are sending out automatic messages to the policyholder, taking the information from the Risk Exchange. The policyholder in this case is Oz. These early warnings support him in taking necessary steps to help limit the extent of damage. Notice how the system prompts Oz to the proximity of the fire, alerting him so that he can potentially take action to ensure the safety of his employees, his customers, and where possible, his property. We can also set up automated alerts for other interested parties, such as brokers and nominated service providers who can help Oz. So, back to the wildfire. The MIS portal is pulling in data from a number of sources, including IoT devices, CCTV, news reports, temperature gauges, and so on. We are getting a live feed from MIS to show us the expanding fire as time goes on. The satellite imagery will soon update the status of our insured risks. Meanwhile, in my claims platform, I can see that more claims are getting generated automatically as the perimeter of the catastrophe is growing. As information about the wildfire comes in, my view of the disaster becomes more and more detailed. I get an update every 6 hours or so, allowing me to see how the situation is developing. At the same time, claims are getting generated automatically as the perimeter of the catastrophe is growing. After a few hours, there is enough information for me to get a level of confidence in active fire from the platform. The orange dots here represent a nominal level of confidence that there is active fire, while the pink dots represent a high degree of confidence. I can see that Oz's property is probably in an active fire zone. The wildfire has now affected more of our customers' properties. I now have a damage assessment from the platform. The circular icons have changed into triangles. These triangular icons are telling me that my damage assessment is available. Remember that the blue, green, and yellow triangles represent levels of damage. Clicking into Oz's property, I can now see imagery that helps me make a remote damage assessment. As we zoom in on Oz's property, I can see that it has been completely destroyed. In the meanwhile, the claims platform has made some decisions automatically based on all of this data, creating much needed efficiencies as we work to provide great service to our policyholders during this large-scale catastrophe event. The coverage determination tool has taken in data from the MIS platform and the risk exchange, informing a few decisions. Let's see what these are. Firstly, policy checks include premium has been paid and the loss date is within policy period. I have a damage assessment which came from the MIS portal and visuals indicate a total loss. I can see no exclusions in the policy have been triggered, based on the simple standard policy wording. No complex regulatory issues have been flagged in this jurisdiction that might have complicated this claim. You can see that the claims have also been automatically routed into straight-through standard and complex processes using the triage tool. The triage tool is an analytical model to which business rules are applied, for example, based on class of business and risk appetites. The model makes a decision based on 2 to 3 years worth of data. This model we have here is very simple, but we can build on this to make it more sophisticated. Using all of this, Oz's claim has been triaged to a straight-through process, totally eliminating any human intervention on my part. On the right side of the screen, you can see a green currency icon. This tells me Oz's straight-through claim has already been paid. So now he has the vital funds he needs to begin rebuilding his business. I also see that Oz has given us feedback. Let's click in here to see what he has to say. Oz has given us very positive feedback. We want to gather feedback from all of our customers, so we've introduced a simple Net Promoter scoring tool. This one asks the policyholder to rate us based on their whole claim experience. In the future, we will build a more targeted feedback model to help us continue to improve and deliver excellent service. We feel, though, that this is a good start. Let us look at some of the other cases which could not be straight through processed, but are also helped along by the new claims platform. Looking down the list of claims, Joe's apparel has been placed into the complex stream. We had identified Joe early on as a key client with a high value property, a case that we need to handle through our bespoke teams. It also looks like the coverage determination is more complex. Maybe this is one that needs some extra assistance. We can now see that Joe's property has in fact suffered moderate damage. The building is partly standing, but it doesn't look like we can determine the extent of the loss remotely. This is going to need some assistance from a loss adjuster and possibly an expert contractor to give us the right estimate for the unique property. For a neat as ice cream parlour, due to other parameters and business rules, this claim has been identified as standard and will be handled by the Market Claims Service. Here, we may need to send out a loss adjuster, so one human intervention, but all other coverage determinations have been made automatically. So I am confident that the Market Claims Service is handling this claim, which probably only needs the one intervention, after which the claim can be paid. Anyway, during the life cycle of the claim, I can monitor everything that happens by viewing them in real time through the claims platform. So, I've now demonstrated how the 3 branches of triage work to serve our policyholders' claims. This claims platform prototype is my one-stop shop, giving me a complete view of claims data, history, and activity in a meaningful way. Worthwhile noting that Oz's broker and even Oz himself can see the different versions of this screen here, based on appropriate permissions. They have so much more transparency throughout the claims journey.
This prototype represents a positive step towards proving that the risk and claims platforms can speak with new and existing pieces of technology. We are consuming real-time data for a CAT event, processing these using granular customer and policy data, historical precedents and third-party enriched data. So as we transition our journey from concept design to actually building the future at Lloyd's, we see the claims solution being built out extensively over time. We will build out further customised versions of the claims platform and user interfaces to reflect the varying needs across our classes of business. Our build efforts will be in conjunction with the market. Get involved in this exciting transformational journey. Please read the blueprint and reach out to the Future at Lloyd's team. Give us your feedback, share ideas and contact us to get involved.